this year about this amazing plan regarding the all federal government, 50% of the work, agentic AI, within 2 years, everybody said, wow. And then a few days ago, we heard also that the Crown Prince of Dubai, Sheikh Hamdan, said that in 2 years, the private sector also will join. This is a place where we see that the government is more advanced, with all my respect to the private sector, is more advanced than the private sector, while we see in other countries that the private sector is way more advanced than the government. How is it happening like this? What's the story behind it?
I think, first of all, thank you very much
Pleasure.
for having me and taking the time also to ask me these questions. I've heard you're a tough one, but I hope you don't be tough on me the questions. First of all, the UAE have always been, the UAE is a startup country. It's 50 years old. And when we started, we were just like any startup. Small tribes, 7 emirates. We had the rulers, our CEOs, and we did not know where we were going at that time. We had a visionary leader, the late Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan. At that time, his focus was to work on agriculture, to grow plants in the land of the UAE. And at that time, many people and experts from around the world told him it's impossible. He did it anyways. And here we are today. We are eating from plants that that we grow in the UAE. Same thing, we look at His Highness Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum, the ruler of Dubai then. And when he built Jebel Ali port, and he instructed to build Jebel Ali port, same thing, experts from around the world said this is not the right thing to do, it doesn't make sense. He built it anyway. And look today, it's one of the biggest ports in the world, and is run by the biggest port management company in the world, DP World. So you asked me, why is the UAE like this? It's because of these 2 visionary leaders. The next generation, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, they both learned from their fathers. And they are running the country in that startup mode at all of the time. Second thing, our visionary leaders always encourage us to test, experiment, and try, and not to fear falling into mistakes, okay, or failing. They always push us to fail forward, and they always and His Highness Sheikh Mohammed has a statement. He says, "The biggest risk in life is not to take a risk." And this is where why you see this mood in the UAE. My answer has no technology in it. Yeah, it's very.
Absolutely, that's exactly what I was asking about. And when you look around and you see a list of things that are important on the top of the list of the government, you see many things. But why AI? Why AI? And the decision, as you mentioned in your presentation, you took a decision to have the first AI minister, to put the structure and the strategy, to follow up, to bring the knowledge as well to the Arab nations and other people as well to learn, because you don't keep it to yourself. You also spread the love, as we can say. But why did you choose AI, and how do you see this, milestone decisions can affect the life of the citizens and the people who are living on your soil?
AI is a revolution, just like any other industrial revolution that showed up in mankind's lifetime. If I tell you having energy, electricity, was something that people would have understood. No nation would not want to be the first to have it, okay, as energy. Our leadership have the right, understanding and foresight when it comes to where AI could go. And they believe that in order to be leaders in it, we have to start early. And our leaders always say, and I mentioned this earlier, that don't start when you're ready. You have to start with something when you're not ready. That's how you can be ahead of the curve. If you do it when you're ready, you're too late. And that applies to everything in our life. Many people just keep pushing things, procrastinating, That's what it's called, because they always want to be ready to do it. They want it to be perfect moment. They want the stars to line up, and then they will say, okay, now I'm ready to do it, and then it's too late. But this is what we learned from our leaders, and this is why we jumped on AI as a nation, starting from 2017. We arrived at this time when many nations just started with it. We have a strong foundation that we are jumping from.
That's wonderful. Now, some would say, Your Excellency, that yes, the UAE is capable financially to buy the technology, to buy all of these things to make it possible. While are we really upskilling our people and the Emiratis to be able to build their own technology and AI and also share it, and we see that there's something made in the UAE when it comes to AI?
Well, it's a mix. It's a mix of what you just mentioned. First of all, skilling the people in the nation is a priority, whether it's AI or any other.
What are we doing in the AI field?
First of all, we have one of the best AI universities in the world, Mohamed Bin Taliah AI University, and it is focused on artificial intelligence in terms of research and academia. The second thing, we have embedded AI within the curriculum, starting from primary, high school, and in universities today.
So we are raising a generation that really hands-on.
That understands AI. We're skilling public servants. We have also worked with private sector on developing programs to upskill the public, not only focused on government employees, but anyone that's interested to participate in a program. We worked with Microsoft, we worked with Google, with others on developing programs. On top of that, the UAE also has launched a program called the Prompters program, where we train prompters around the world, millions of prompters around the world, on how to become expert prompters. And it's a training that we offer to everyone around the world. That's part of our commitment to share knowledge across the world and skill people and humans wherever they are. It doesn't matter. I think, why we're doing this. There are two reasons. First of all, we want them to learn how to use AI, okay? Because as I mentioned earlier, they're learning a new language. And you learn a new language, you can understand everyone who speaks it better. And we want them to understand that language. And the other thing is we want them to develop using AI, to develop new tools, to develop new applications, to become entrepreneurs, to live life, because this is going to be the future of the world. Using AI is just like using the pencil or the pen. If you don't know how to use the pen, you cannot do anything else. And that's why we want everyone to be skilled and ready for what's coming next.
Okay, now some people would say as well that we need, for this part of the world, not only to get the AI, but also to nationalize the AI. We want this AI to be also mindful of our culture, our heritage, and as they call it in Arabic, as-sardiyya. So how how are you doing this? And are you considering this in a part of your plan now or even yesterday?
Yes, actually, this is a very important question. Digital sovereignty is always part of any nation's narrative, and we need to ensure that as United Arab Emirates, we need to have the right control on these systems, and we need to ensure that they understand us and they talk at our wavelength and understand our culture. And we have many projects in that domain, and one of them is we have developed a tool to assess the understanding of AI to our culture, and we have also created a report that was developed by the Artificial Intelligence Office in the UAE that identifies which are the best suited models for our cultural heritage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On the other hand, we also, as the UAE, are developing local models. Mm-hmm. So we do have Falcon, we have Jace, we have K2 Think, and we're working on other models also that are developed in accordance with our priorities, with our culture, and other aspects that we set as important to us.
Okay, that's amazing. You mentioned something about failure, but I'm going to ask you about success. How do you measure success? Because, as you said, every week you have something new happening in the world of AI. How do you measure success, Your Excellency?
This is the thing. Many think that measuring success is difficult because they always try to find the dollar sign behind it.
But you measure it using AI.
Yeah. We measure it in a different way. Our ultimate priority is the people. Did I make people's life better by this tool or not? That's success. Mm-hmm. Very simple. I'll give you an example of one of the services we have. And I talk services because this is dear to my heart.
Everything is being done here for the people.
Everything's being done for the people. They're at the center of everything we do. No matter how much we have done with any technology, not AI, if it did not serve people, then it's not a success. And this is the motto that we follow in the UAE. So, for example, I would say passport renewal for Emirati citizens. We are, I would not say the fastest, one of the fastest countries in the world in renewing the passport. Mm-hmm. But you still have to go into a website or a mobile app, and maybe you'll fill one or two.
So we cannot call the agent and ask for renewal.
Okay, you can't. But this is what we want to do now.
Uh-huh.
We want to be able, we will not let you call us. The agent will call you. Ah. Okay? And we'll say, by the way, your passport will will expire within 7 months. Mm-hmm. And many countries will not allow you in with 6 months.
Less than 6 months, yeah.
Do you want me to renew for you the passport? Yes. Okay. Give me a moment. I'll text you on WhatsApp if I need anything from you. So, for example, if the agent wants a new photo, it will say, okay, just give me a new photo and I'll renew it for you. And then if you submit, on WhatsApp the photo, it will renew it and it will send it to you, to your house. Every time we try to to reduce the clicks the user needs to take to reach to a service we offer. Hopefully with agents, we will have 0 clicks.
Wow. Okay, I'll continue asking questions, but please, if anybody has any questions, just raise your hand, and definitely I will come and give you the microphone. But I will ask before you, and then I'll come to you. All right, now, the government, everybody is talking about D33, right? Which is Dubai in the year 2033. So if we can just close our eyes and just imagine Dubai in D33, what am I going to see?
Sometimes, we have to be humble also, okay? we can't.
Not always. Not always. We don't need to.
We have to be humble. But to be honest with you, we are also dreamers, okay? And you cannot achieve something if you don't dream it. Dream is just like having a vision, having a goal. And we dream that in 2023, we will have achieved the targets, when it comes to our economical targets, but also we'd have people living in the UAE, calling it their home, and living in harmony, what's happening today, but with embraced tech that is available today that makes their life easier and happier. We believe that UAE will be the home where people will come and grow. Not grow only financially, but to grow also emotionally, grow also in terms of as a family, and have aspirations in this nation, something to live up to. And we want them to be busy with living life rather than dealing with other things. And this is what we see UAE in 2023, and actually we will achieve it hopefully before that, and we are determined to make it happen and deliver before that.
You say that we do the tests during the whole process, and we know that even human does some mistakes. So who would be accountable when something wrong happened? For example, a service is denied, or who would be the accountable? Is it the system? Is it the government? Is it the developer? So yeah, that's my question.
See, everything does mistakes, and humans also, there are human errors. It's not, errors are inevitable, okay? However, with technology, it's much more, it's easier to track. It's easier to detect. And we continuously improve systems. I'm not talking about AI now, I'm talking about everything. Every technology we deploy has the same mechanism of regression testing, quality control, and looking at different, monitoring the outputs. And this is what we do with AI. Each and every transaction, every action, and execution that is done by an AI agent is tracked and logged. And we know when something went wrong, and we can go back to it and trace it. And of course, we cannot punish the AI, but the artificial intelligence system, but we can always improve it and fix errors. She said, how often do we see it? And
yeah, how often?
See, there is no fixed number. Okay, I don't see all of the numbers, but I would say this is why when we start deploying artificial intelligence agent, we had 100% of our transactions are done by an agent and a human at the same time. This is why we do that, and every different process needs a separate set of testing and assurances. And what we've done in the example I mentioned earlier is we started reducing the number, So first of all, we had 100% human in the loop. Then we said, okay, 80%, 60%, 40%, until we got to, right now it's just 2% or 3%. The good thing is that there are ways to control it. So you can give AI, the agent, the ability to say, I am not sure, and it can push it to a human to check it. And the more you define that in a better way, the more you reduce errors.
Okay, I'm going to give the question now to the gentleman here, please.
Thank you for sharing all your experiences with the government. Much appreciated. I just want to go back to what Dr. Caroline had mentioned about government being more ahead of private sector. It is very costly for the private sector to go and advance its AI transformation from being individual members who use AI to working within some kind of holistic ecosystem within a corporate itself. Do you see anything in the future where the government actually would be supportive of the private sector in its own AI digital transformation?
First of all, I think, it's much more cost effective on private sector to do it using AI. It's just how you do it and for what you do it. You know, it's not about using AI. It's about the objective you want to achieve by using AI. And usually this objective involves either achieving your business goals or increasing efficiencies. And for example, let's say you get to sell more by the same number of staff you have. Otherwise, there is no point of using AI. Or you can send 1,000 emails a day instead of sending 100. That's the point. Usually, I tell also my colleagues, my team, don't think of AI as the first thing. Think of the objective first. What do you want to achieve? That's how you can have successful implementations. Government is supporting by making AI available in the UAE as clouds, local clouds, that increases the adoption rate within the region, and it reduces the total cost of ownership on per seat for businesses. So that's how we're supporting as a nation. We're bringing the technology here, making it more affordable for businesses as we go forward.
But Sheikh Hamdan already encouraged all the private sector within 2 years that they should be using this. So what do you think, if for those who are not willing to learn, let's put it like that, from the private sector, where do you see them after 2 years?
I think you know.
You can say no comment if you want.
No, it's okay. I can say, you know, after all, business is about competitive advantage, and if they're not willing to learn, they just don't want to be part of this business. This is a frank opinion. We still have businesses that don't use, they don't have even a telephone line, and they're still flourishing. It depends on how they can manage. Sorry?
We don't know for how long.
We don't know for how long. We have some businesses that still have faxes now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your Excellency, thank you very much for your valued contribution. I am the president and founder of the Arab International Women's Forum. One of our members just completed a study on women in the private sector and how HR, using AI, can discriminate against them in the sense of, because algorithms are prepared by men. And her studies showed that there could be a certain discrimination when it comes just to choosing candidates for certain roles based on AI. I'd like your opinion of that. Thank you.
That's a tough one, Your Excellency.
Yeah, no, it's not a tough one actually. But first of all, let me define something for you. There's something that AI can never be. It can never be a human, okay? It cannot have the intuition that a human has, and it cannot create a new idea. Ideation and intuition comes from the human brain. We still don't understand how that happens. AI will generate intelligence based on data that is given to it. And as you mentioned, data is created by different, I wouldn't say they're all created by men. There are a lot also created by women. And you might have biases, yes, into that. But again, there are also tools today, and there are ways and methodologies. That's why we say, be part of understanding how to talk to AI, how to prompt, how to understand AI. Then you will be able to prompt it in the right way to put into account that biases that are there and ensure that it tries to balance it. Thank you.
Okay, before I
Was
give
my
this...
answer okay?
Yeah.
What my dad told me when I was your age. My dad told me you have to learn English and you need to have a better handwriting in Arabic. Okay? Today, I'm glad that I did that, okay? I can write notes in Arabic and send letters, gift cards in a very nice handwriting. What I would tell you now, in the next 10 years, if you don't understand AI, you will become like a person who can't write, who can't read, and who can't express themselves. So I don't want to say the word, but like illiterate. Huh? So I would recommend that you need to be aligned. You need to learn. And what I'm saying, don't learn today, continue to learn. Because what you learn today will be obsolete in a year. So it's good to keep always updating yourself, keeping just like any other domain. Keep reading.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for sharing the vision and being the voice of our leaders in this transformation. With today's agents and looking to automate the services, the core of the agents to have a knowledge intelligence where the agents, in fact, can make better decisions because this is how we can reduce the errors, we can take them forward to be more intelligent agents. Is there any plan that you might see to get common knowledge intelligence or somewhere where you have the knowledge managed commonly across government sectors and perhaps maybe share some of that knowledge with the private sector where it's appropriate? And thank you so much again.
Yes, we do that already, okay? We do have programs where certain knowledge, and I wouldn't call data, I wouldn't call knowledge, it's data that could be shared to the private sector, and it's shared across government entities on need-to-know basis and on demand, and by getting the right permissions. When it comes to AI, to be frank with you, we do have a plan to, we believe that the future would be where AI agents will be talking with each other. And of course, we will be open to have that dialogue open between government to government and government to business. And maybe also tomorrow, we will have agents as people, customers. So instead of me being a customer, my agent will be the customer. And that my agent will go to the government entity, will say, I want this, or go to Carrefour, will go to, and do all of that. So we do have that open dialogue there. It's still, at the early stages to say.
Your Excellency, thank you for your leadership and knowledge. Given how critical a decision-making is for leaders like yourselves, has AI ever changed your mind about a decision that you were very positive about initially?
I'll tell you the story. It was about a tree. I had a tree that looked like it's dying at home. And I always thought that it's about not getting enough water or not getting enough fertilizers. And then I asked ChatGPT. I took the video and I went to the tree, and I was watering it more, And then the ChatGPT told me was like, this looks like a tree that's overwatered, okay, and over fertilized and over I don't know what, and so it did change my decision. So I stopped watering it, and actually it became a happier tree.
Okay, I was given the sign that it is the last question, but I think afterwards we can also have a chat. So my question is mine. I have to close myself. Now, if we look ahead in the coming few years, are we going to have, because all these agents are going to do a lot of work, and that will make life much easier. Are we expecting to have three-day weekend in the UAE? I'm looking for a scoop.
No, I would not answer that. I would refrain from answering that. But what I would say, honestly, I think life. Hopefully, I look at things positively. Okay,
yeah.
And I believe that life will be much easier, and you would have more time to enjoy life. And I'll give you an example, and I don't want to take long from your time, but think about 30 years ago. How much effort would you need to go through to send a message to somebody in the United States now. Okay? Look at the effort you need to do it today to send a message. Think about 30 years ago. How much effort would you have needed to take a photocopy of a piece of paper? Okay, 30 years ago. What do you need to do today to have a copy of that paper? We take it for granted because we're living it every day. But this is what will happen in the age of AI. We are getting into an era where our effort will be augmented using this technology. And we'll have more time to spend with our kids, with our families. Forget about the weekends, but I'm not talking about the weekends here, but I'm talking about time to spend with your kids and your families and quality time, and maybe some time to create, to think deeply and come up with new ideas. Something. What's next? What's after AI?
Amazing, amazing. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Shukran.
It's been amazing. Thank you. And I have to tell you, although you're talking about AI, but you're amazing in simplifying information to the people like me that are not specialized. So thank you very much, sir.
شكرا. هاي شهادة نعتز فيها.
Thank you, sir.
الله يسلمك. الله يسلمك.